G'day everyone, Brian from Primecats Lawn Care here. Just a little update. It's around 11 o'clock on Friday. I think it's Friday the 24th, and just come in for a little while after this morning. Just doing a bit of a clean-up this morning. See the two little baby cats there, canoodling maybe. So they're good friends. So I think they've been too friendly. So you know why? Because they've created a monster. Oops, I better get this right. So I'll get the video set up, and yes, that's my garage, and that's a ZT6000 52-inch, which I picked up yesterday afternoon. Give me 1 second and I'll get things set up. So here we are. I'm just sitting on the front of the ZT6000 52-inch. I'll give you a cook's tour in a little while, but I've been thinking about this for a while as well, and what it would do for my business. And I've already got some good sized properties, let's call them small farmlets, which this will be absolutely ideal for. But those small farmlets grew from, I might have had 2 last year, so I've got 6 or 7 this year. But there's other properties as well, which 50% are more smaller residential, and the other 50 could be considered, large residential, or your rural residential. And this will also open up even larger ones again for me. So it's going to complement what I do really well. The other thing, I've been comparing mowers, and like Skag Turf Tiger 2, the bad boys, whether that be the Maverick HD or the Rebel. And sorry, I'm looking at all this on a page, and there's a Hustler Fast Track SDS 54, I think, and an X1 54. And I came back to the Bobcats, not only because of the history with these, my two little ZT2000, which they're just ripper little mowers. They're great, they're tough, and the backup and support that I've had from Yass Outdoor Power Centre. Mark and his team have been fantastic to me and really looked after me. So just some of my rationale. I wanted a Kawasaki engine. Bobcat have them. Skag have them. Bad Boy don't here in the size. They do in a 61-inch, but I can't have a 61-inch. It won't fit in the back of my trailer. And Hustlers do as well. So they're, the ones with the Kawasaki for me were all ticks. The decks were all either 52 or 54. Having this loaded on the trailer now as a 52, I don't think the 54 would fit that comfortably. So, but that's only after really putting this mower on the back of the trailer. But still, the 54s were in the running. The Hydros, these are 4400s. The Tiger Cat had 12cc dual pumps with fans and Parker motors. That's a tick too. Even though the Maverick, because of the Kohler, is not in there, they had 3400s, which weren't I don't think they're not what I wanted. The Rebel, which had the Evo 780, which is a Kawasaki, but it was 61 each. It had the 4400. The Fast Track XDX had a 3400, which is still, I wanted a bit bigger. But the X154 had the 440 hydros, which is a tick. Fuel capacity, this has got 56, 57 litres, which is the most of all of them. The Tiger Cat only had 36 litres, which was, I thought, a bit low. The Bad Boys had 49. The SDX had 32, which is a bit low, and then the X1 had 45, which was fine. The bearings for the spindles are sealed on this. For the Tiger Cat and the X1, they were greasable, which to me is still a tick, but they're both a tick as long as we get, let's call it, the wear out of them. The weight, this was the heaviest at 622 kilos, which is quite a bit. To get pounds, multiply that by 2.2. The Tiger Cat was 535 kilos. We'll leave the Bad Boys out. The Rebel Bad Boy was 627 kilos. And let's say the X1 was 599 kilos. The warranties, I'm going to say, are sort of comparable. This has got a 3-year, 2,000 hour warranty. I'm never going to use the 2,000 hours, but the 3 years will do the job. Tiger Cat had 2 years, I think, unlimited, which I think is pretty good. The Bad Boys were the same. The Hustlers had, the X1 was 2 years unlimited, and if it was the SDX, it had 4 years, 1,000 hours. So the warranties are all pretty good. Local dealer, this one, yes, obviously. Skag does now, from when I first bought my my little Bobcat. Bad Boys, no, they're not here. It's at least into Canberra, so let's call that an hour's drive away to that. And Hustlers do as well. The Hustler and the Skag dealer are the same here. Now, where this changed the dynamic for me was the price. Bobcat have got a cashback deal, which is taken, depending on what the recommended retail price, that you see, somewhere between $3,100 and $3,600 off the price, and that brought this mower into $21,390. The Tiger Cat is $22,671, and from what I read, it's also plus roughly another $500 dealer delivery. So still, $1,600-1,700 cheaper than the Skag. The Maverick, the Maverick HT was about 19 grand, but there's no dealer here, and it had the Kohler motor. The Rebel was 23 grand, and as I said, no dealer here, so still 1,600 in front. The SDX was 18.8, which I think is more in line with the ZT6000, with the hydros and all that sort of thing. And then the X154 was 24,000, let's round it to 600. So there's a sizable difference in price to the real ones that I've been looking at, which were the Hustler and the Skag. So I did some numbers because I wanted to compare it with US prices, and the exchange rate's about 0.64, so that takes it up a fair bit in Australian dollar terms. And when I allowed a certain amount for freight and let's call it, the dealer and the importer take their little bit, the price was pretty comparable with the US. So it was a case of striking while the iron was hot, and it is dry. I know I said this the other day, but there is rain predicted for either this afternoon, Saturday and Sunday, so it might be well timed, but it's more a medium to long term proposition for me. So there's my rationale for the mower, and as I said there before, jokingly, it is a monster. So what I'll do is we'll just do a quick look around, but what I'll also do is I'll put the little ZT42 beside it, and you'll just see how big a mower it is. So here we go, everyone, the little ZT2000's in front. With the ZT6000 behind. I'll just step back so you can get them all in. And you can see it's just a sizable difference between the two. The ZT2000 is about 300 or 310 kilos, whereas the ZT6000 is around 622 kilos. So double the weight of the ZT2000. Obviously the ZT2000 is deemed to be a residential mower, but it's got all the commercial attributes that you want. And then the ZT6000 is deemed to be, I think they call it super commercial. But I'll just move the ZT2000 out of the way. I'll just come back a bit, just so you can get a bit of a side on and just see the difference between the two. So we'll just have a quick look through there. Caster wheels compared to the 2000, they're huge. It's got the Airfx deck. You can see 52 inch, 3 blades. That you'll see park brake. This and this are your tracking, which you can adjust on the run to make sure you keep your runs nice and straight. Huge tyres. I can't see from here how big they are, but they're big. Dual fuel tanks, and I really like this. These are big, so good for filling up at the service station. 12 volt fuel gauge, so there's dual tanks. Fuel gauge on this side, fuel gauge on the other side, and at your fingertips, which is excellent. You can change the tanks while you're sitting down and mowing. Suspension seat. You've got either your deck lift here with your feet, and then your deck lift with the handle. All the numbers there, very easy. Deck, whatever you call it, your panel, easily lifted, exposes everything, which is just great, because if you're doing the places I was doing yesterday, there was dry grass everywhere with the wind, and yeah, with the little ZT2000, I had the little DeWalt blower in there roughly every half hour just to clean it out. But when you can lift that really quickly, it's a quick job. So I'll just keep going around this way. I got myself a bit mixed up. You've got the ROPS, which is good. Got the FX 801, 25.5 horsepower. It's powerful. It's carbureted, not fuel injected. I like carbureted because you can work on them if you need to. Dual canister air filters, which is very good. The other thing I like very much is I like the oil cooler. There's an oil cooler here, and as per all Kawasaki engines, you've got the oil drain and very easily serviceable. There's your oil filter there, so there's plenty of room, which is what I really like. As I said there before, there's another fuel tank on this side. Big cap, big filling, fuel gauge. So that's just excellent. Fuel gauge on either side. You know, key, gauge of blades, throttle, choke. Simple, straightforward, and robust. More than robust. I'll see if I can do this. I'll just put this down for 1 second and lift up the seat. So that stops it from going forward. You see the battery there. You see the expansion tanks, and that's really good. What I enjoy. You've underneath here you've got that's protection, but that's there's fans which blow onto the transaxles. The reason I I know in previous video with my newer little ZT6000, it has the internal expansion tanks, but what I like to be able to see, and you can do it quickly, regularly, I want to see that in there. And if there's not something in there, the oil, you can quickly tell that potentially something's wrong and get it addressed. Whereas the internal expansion tanks, you've got no idea other than really listening to the transaxles as you're working. The other thing which I always find good is here you've got this little cylinder which has got your manual in there. The other thing which I'll just close this up, which I didn't note there before, but it's also on your ZT6000. You've got your diagrams for your belt. You've also got the torque settings for your blades when you put them on, and your tyre setting pressures. So it says 12 psi at the back and 20 psi at the front. So all really good. I don't even know. We'll just have a quick look. We'll just turn this on, and I'll tell you, I'll show you what what hours it's got on it. Oh, better move that. I hope you can see that okay. But 0.2 hours, so very new. It does have a seat belt on it as well. So, as I said, it's got everything that I'm after. So, got the monster back inside the garage. I'm a pretty calm and easygoing person, but I'm pretty excited about getting this mower. The business has covered everything with it, which is what I want. But it's also, and I know I haven't said it on videos before, but it's been part of my thinking for the past three and a half years, was to get a bigger mower. And I've always had my eye on this particular mower because it really does suit, firstly, some of the properties that I do, but also with a view to the medium long term, so to the future, of just developing that market a little bit more. I think it's a little bit of a niche, and that's what you need to do, and you need to think about not just working in your business. You need to think about your business. You need to think about your vision and your strategy. We all do the stuff day to day, but you need to see where you want to be and how am I going to get there. So I didn't do it straight away because I needed to see how successful the business was going to be based on, let's call it a relatively modest investment with regard to the first little Bobcat. Then I went to the second because I wanted that redundancy and backup. And that's what's happened. And it's worked out really well, better than what I expected. And then this was the next step. So it's 3.5 years there or so down the track. And it's worked out pretty well. And I want to make this, because of this obvious investment, more efficient and just as profitable, and it will do that and opens up another market for me, because in time, as you know, I'm 60. Physically I'm fine, but you just don't know what's around the corner as well. So it may morph into a bit more mowing as opposed to the whippersnipping and things like that go with it. So it's just a case, for every business, to think about your business, look at it from the top down and think about it a bit more strategically as to where do you want to go and how do you want to do it, and plan a little bit about it. So you don't have to go over the top about it, but you just think about it every now and then. We all get caught up in the day to day, and that can be that grind. And we have to do it. We just do. But every now and then you've got to step back and look at your business and think about it. So as I said, very happy with the purchase. I think I'll just sit here for the next hour or so on it and just enjoy it. And thank you everyone again for watching. The flies are out today. I do appreciate it very, very much. I've got a few new subscribers, which is just fantastic. Thank you. I do have a lot of American friends. I'd like to wish them a happy Thanksgiving. It's a very important day. So thank you again, and I'll catch you soon.